right, guys. I'm trying to get my thoughts together because I woke up this morning just feeling extremely frustrated, and I started going through the internet, watching, reading all the cowboy articles and everything like that. And now I'm intensely frustrated. And just pay attention because you might get a rant because there's a lot of emotion going through me right now. And I'm gonna go through the progression with you right now of why I'm this way. Let's go to my computer. All right. First of all, I tweeted this thing out yesterday. The NFL.com came up with their first, power rankings, and we ended up 16. And I put it out to Twitter, and everybody, it kind of went over kind of okay. We were 8-8. We 16 is half of 32. We're average, and 16 seems about right. Seems about perfect of where we were. So it was like a mini little reality check to remind me that we aren't on the verge like other teams are. If we get there, it's gonna have to be the stars being aligned together and everything just happens for us and all that kind of stuff. But we're not one of the San Francisco's, Seattle's, and all that kind of stuff. Most of the NFL already knows this, and most of the NFL fans already know this. It comes slower to us Cowboy fans because we're very resistant to it. So I put that around. Everything was all right. But then next, Adam Shine writes an article on the NFL, on NFL.com saying Dallas Cowboys are among the NFC's worst heading into 2013 season. And I'm like, whoa, and I'm reading this article, and my jaw is on the ground, that this is basically my fears. And when you look at the bottom of this whole article, where he gives us our props with Romo, he gives us our props here and there where we deserve props, but he was hitting us hard with a lot of stuff that was truth. A lot of Cowboys fans don't like him. A lot of people, just say he's an idiot, blah, 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 whatever, and maybe so, maybe not. But he had a lot of good points in that article. Go read it. But a lot of stuff was silly. Like, right now, I don't think Philadelphia is a better team than the Cowboys. You can't make me believe that right now. Could it happen? I can see an argument where it could possibly happen, but right now I can't give that to anyone. But he says that in this article. So that's one of the things on the more silly side. But a lot of stuff in this thing he says is kind of spot on. Then I went down and looked at every single. It says 613. I looked at 600 plus comments, and the comments are right down the middle. It's so obviously right down the middle. Either this side of people around the NFL, other than Cowboy fans, saying, well, yeah. And then Cowboy fans say, oh, he's an idiot, this is stupid, whatever. But it's completely down the middle right now. You can't, Seattle can't do that. Seattle can't do that. You can't say to the entire NFL, fan base, to other teams, hey, is Seattle any good? No, Seattle sucks. You're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear it about the 49ers. You're not going to hear it about the Packers, really. So there's teams like that you're not going to just hear that stuff about. And those are the real upper echelon teams in the NFL. And when you start hearing stuff like that, when articles start getting written like that about your team, then, whoa, are there some changes coming? Hence more. Go over further, and I'm still on NFL.com. Here it says right here it says, speaking at the NFL annual meeting in Phoenix, Cowboys owners Jerry Jones said Cowboys fans shouldn't lose any sleep about an extension for Romo. And I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking, okay, an extension for Romo, yes. You're hearing it from everyone on ESPN, on all the major outlets that don't go deep into our salary cap situation. All those guys going, yeah, well, if they restructure Tony Romo, then they can get some cap space, and then they can go and buy somebody. And got us all like, whoa, if we sign Romo, we can get some more money opened up, and we can go buy us a safety, or we can go buy us a second running back, or we can go buy us a guard or a tackle so we can. No. No, it still means that we're going to have to pay him in the future. Yes, we'll have a smaller cap hit this year, but this year is screwed almost anyway because we had to restructure everybody. And if you saw my show on Monday, if you saw my show on Monday, you would see, and I'm gonna go into that in just a minute. You would see how much dead money is attached to all these aging stars in Dallas, and all this money is being pushed on into the future. And if we sign a contract with Tony Romo making a little bit of money this year, a quarterback that's going to demand almost $20 million a year on the market, if we get that quarterback and just pay him a little bit this year and push that money to the end of his contract, also we'll have all these players money pushed away that we're going to have to deal with sooner or later. And somehow that money is going to strip our roster clean of talent. That roster is going to make us not be able to go get talent and add onto a football team or anything. So I'm going across the internet. We see JJT wrote an article on ESPN talking about replacing Romo is no easy task. I get that. We're not talking about Romo as far as what he does on the football field and Romo sucks or Romo this. You're not going to hear me say anything bad about what kind of quarterback Romo is. We are Dallas Cowboy fans. We know what Tony Romo is. Period. If you think he sucks as a Cowboy fan, you got to give it up to him because he can throw the football. If you think he's great as a Dallas Cowboy fan, you got to give it up because he makes bonehead decisions every once in a while. So we know what we got at Tony Romo. That isn't the issue. The issue is right now with these current staff we have and the current roster we have, we cannot support that quarterback. We cannot support him. We cannot pick him up and carry him into the Super Bowl. If anyone has ever seen Dallas Cowboys football games, you know up and down we are dependent upon Tony Romo. He will get us in a hole, then he will fight us out, and he'll give us a chance there to end, and that's our thing. We'll play bad for 3 quarters of football, and then in the 4th quarter, we're throwing the ball all around the field frantically with Tony Romo, and he gives us a chance to win the football game. But we're really not that good. We're just riding a dude. And we're letting the fact that he could throw the football around make us believe that we're really a contending football team when we have all these holes on the defense. We're going to have a new defense with new schemes and things. We've got holes all in the offensive line. We've got bad contracts all in the offensive line. We've got to clean up the players and we got to clean up the contracts. On the defensive side of the ball, we've got to get some talent in there, some real talent. We've got some serious holes over there. So no, it's not easy replacing Romo, but it's not easy building a football team that can support a quarterback. Answer me this. If we didn't have Romo, think about last year and where our season would be if we did not have Romo. We would be what? 2-14, 3-13, maybe. Maybe squeak out 4 wins. We don't know. It probably would be like that. And we would have holes all in our football team because they would be amplified because we've lost those football games. So you know the problems that we have on the offensive line and things of that sort. Would you, after going 13-3 or 2-14, would you go out there in the free agent market and buy a Peyton Manning for $20-something million a year when you know you got holes all over the football team? Would you go out there and buy the number 1 football quarterback on the market and think you had a freaking chance? Denver was a playoff team that didn't make it to the Super Bowl when they got Peyton Manning. That's my point. Right now, with all the contracts, all the dead money, let's go over to my favorite site, and I'm going to let you go after this. Let me go over to my favorite site in this offseason. It's called overthecap.com. Brilliant, guys. I want to have this guy on my show. I just made a comment on this website because I went to Sport Track and all the other sites with salary cap information. Nobody can touch these people. They're in on it, and they over the past few weeks they've done some work on the Dallas Cowboy cap, and these people kind of know what they're talking about more than me and you or whatever. So I listen to them. And if you've got to go over there and read the latest article where he breaks it down on all the dead money, and the dead money has to be paid. It's gonna work against us, no matter what. There's no way you can just restructure and throw away the money. So, certain players are going to be guaranteed certain amount of money, either when they're still with the team or when we cut them and going to still be paying for them when they're with their next team. This what all this dead money is, and it's all over the place, all over the football team, and it causes us not to be able to make major changes and things of that sort. So right now, we need to change this stuff up. We need to clean out contracts. Doug Free, I mean, we're stuck with Doug Free right now. But his contract's got to be cleaned, and I expect that contract to be cleaned. But there's other contracts like Doug Free out there that need to be cleaned out. And we need to start this thing over, because I'm telling you what this thing is worth. When all you people, where will we do? What will we be if we told you? We'll suck. We'll suck if we don't have. Oh my God, are you crazy? Are you insane? Let me tell you straight up what you're dealing with right here. And this is straight, as real as I can get. What you're dealing with is maybe 2 years back. If he's not with us or something like that, you're dealing right now with this squad. You're dealing with like maybe 2 years of bad football, second year turning corner, hopefully. Because you did this in your own terms. You got something from Tony Romo. If you can trade him to Arizona or somewhere to get a first-round pick, hopefully a first-round pick, because, I mean, he will guarantee a lot on the open market. Trust me. If Tony Romo goes out there to be wanted, people will pay for him. So 2 years, maybe turn the corner, because the talent we got here from this deal could be turning us the corner and turning back up. Or we can have 2 to 3 years of the same that we've had the last 5 of basically mediocre football. Possibly we get in the playoffs one of those years or something, but just mediocre football. And then after all these contracts and Romo's contracts eat the living crap out of our cap, we will be done for when this is over. We will be done for. And building back up. Now he says at the bottom, and I want to say, I don't want to present complete doom, and I want to end my thoughts off the same way he ended off his thoughts on this article. He says, the point is, the Cowboys certainly have a lot of dead money tied into the aging players. Unless they are extremely confident these players will play at a high level throughout the life of their contracts, this is just not a good practice. It's more than likely a lot of these players won't be on the team long term. Most will be released at some time, so this team is going to see a large accumulation of dead money onto their salary cap at some point. And when that happens, it's going to hurt. And it might hurt us for a while, because we could lose the players that we have. We could lose the little bit of talent that we have. And you only have a certain amount of draft picks, and hopefully our drafting is getting better since it was in 2009. So I'm sorry. That's what's going on with me in this morning. That's why I tweeted I'm frustrated. I'm sorry this video went a little bit longer than I wanted it to go, but we're at a crossroads right now. And when we sign that contract, don't think only we got a good quarterback, because yeah, we'll have a good quarterback that can put up some hellified numbers. But you better know that we're locked in to the formula that hasn't been working for years. We're locked into that formula for like 2 or 3 more years. And then after that, we got to find a new quarterback.